The year was 1347. A silent killer moved across Europe with terrifying speed. The disease we now call the Black Death erased entire communities. Streets fell quiet. Homes were abandoned. In parts of what is now Germany, villages simply vanished. But something strange happened. Not everyone died. In the middle of devastation, a small number of people survived. They cared for the sick. They lived among the dying. Yet somehow they endured. For centuries, no one knew why. The answer, it turns out, was hidden deep inside their DNA. Modern genetic research suggests that certain survivors carried rare inherited variations that gave them an advantage against deadly infections. These protective traits likely didn't appear overnight. They were shaped over thousands of years, passed down from ancestors who had already survived earlier epidemics. Some of these genetic traits may have spread into Central Europe long before the plague, carried by northern peoples who migrated south. But the story of Germany's DNA doesn't begin in the Middle Ages. It begins much earlier, far earlier. The first Germans, Ice Age hunter-gatherers. To understand the genetic roots of Germany, we must travel back more than 10,000 years to the end of the last ice age. As massive glaciers retreated, the land slowly became habitable again. Small bands of hunter-gatherers moved into this new world. These people were Europe's earliest settlers after the ice. They lived by hunting animals and gathering wild plants. Survival required constant adaptation. Over generations, their bodies evolved traits suited for northern environments, including lighter skin that could better absorb limited sunlight. These ancient hunter-gatherers formed the deepest genetic layer of Germany's population. Their DNA still lives on today. The farmers who changed everything. Around 7,000 years ago, a major transformation began. New people arrived from Anatolia, in present-day Turkey. They brought something revolutionary: farming. For the first time, humans in Central Europe began growing crops and raising animals instead of relying entirely on hunting. Villages appeared. Permanent homes replaced temporary shelters. These farmers mixed with the local hunter-gatherers, blending their genes and cultures. Their descendants would become the foundation of early European civilization. Riders from the steppe. Thousands of years later, another powerful migration reshaped Europe. From the vast grasslands north of the Black and Caspian Seas came horseback-riding pastoralists. Today, they are known as the Yamnaya. They didn't just bring new DNA, they brought mobility, horses, wheeled vehicles, and a completely different way of life. Their genetic influence spread rapidly across Europe, including into the lands that would become Germany. Many modern Europeans still carry their genetic signature. The Bell Beaker expansion. Soon after, another culture emerged. Archaeologists call them the Bell Beaker people, named for their distinctive pottery. They formed one of the first large cultural networks across Europe. They traded goods, shared technologies, and mixed with local populations. Their expansion helped distribute steppe ancestry even further across the continent. Germany became one of the regions where these different genetic streams came together. The Celtic era. Around 3,000 years ago, new societies developed in Central Europe. Among them were the Celts. They built fortified towns. They mastered ironworking. They created complex social structures. Their genetic and cultural influence became especially strong in southern and western Germany. Even today, traces of their presence remain. Rome arrives. 2,000 years ago, another major power entered the region, the Roman Empire. Roman soldiers, merchants, and settlers moved into western Germany, especially along the Rhine. They built cities, they built roads, they planted vineyards, and they left behind their DNA. This added another layer to Germany's growing genetic diversity. After Rome, the Germanic kingdoms. When Roman power declined, new groups rose to take their place. Among the most important were the Franks. They unified large territories and helped shape early medieval Germany. Their descendants became part of the foundation of modern German populations. Eastern influence, the Slavic migration. During the early Middle Ages, Slavic communities moved into eastern parts of Germany. They established settlements that still exist today. Even the name of Berlin comes from an old Slavic word. They added new genetic and cultural elements to the region. The northern connection, Scandinavian influence. In the north, the sea connected Germany to Scandinavia. Traders, settlers, and sometimes raiders crossed the waters. These northern peoples contributed their own ancestry to coastal Germany. They also brought genetic variations that may have helped populations survive certain diseases. Their legacy remains strongest along the northern coast. A genetic crossroads. Today, Germany sits at the center of Europe, both geographically and genetically. Its people carry ancestry from Ice Age hunter-gatherers, early farmers, steppe herders, Celtic tribes, Roman settlers, Germanic kingdoms, Slavic migrants, and northern seafarers. Each group added something to the genetic story, not replacing what came before, but blending with it. Regional differences. Even now, genetic patterns vary across Germany. Northern regions show stronger Northern European influence. Eastern areas reflect Slavic ancestry. Southern Germany retains more connections to ancient Celtic populations. Western Germany shows traces of Roman and Frankish heritage. Central Germany contains a mixture of all of them. Germany is not the result of one people. It is the result of many. Names as genetic echoes. This history survives not only in DNA, but in names. Cities, families, languages, all carry fragments of the past. Each one is a reminder of the migrations that shaped the country. Jewish communities. For over 1,000 years, Jewish communities have also been part of Germany's story. They contributed culturally, historically, and genetically. Their presence added yet another thread to Germany's complex human tapestry. Conclusion: a story written in DNA. Germany's genetic history is not simple. It is layered, deep, and ancient. From Ice Age survivors, to early farmers, to warriors, traders, and settlers, every generation left something behind. Their DNA still exists today, inside millions of people. A living record of survival, a reminder that history is not only written in books, it is written inside us. Outro. If you enjoyed this journey into Germany's genetic past, be sure to explore our other videos. Subscribe to continue discovering the hidden origins of human populations around the world. Thank you for watching.